Hey, can you guys hear me just fine? Let's test the mic before we start. Let me know if I need to bump the volume up or if I need to put the volume down. All right, yeah, so does it sound okay? I want to make sure it's not too loud or it's not too soft. This would be the normal volume. Yeah, just give me 1 second. I think I've posted on Reddit. I hope I have. And I think I've posted it on the Texas Facebook group, and then now I need to post on Instagram. I always forget to do at least one of them. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I posted it on. I think I posted it on everything. We can start very soon. Have you guys seen my new mug? Okay, all right. Let us begin. So my neighbor's moving his car. All right, how's everybody doing today? Let's officially start the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for waiting. And so today we are building a Tina from KBD Fans. First things first, my name's Anthony. I build and modify custom keyboards. I run a service called 001 Keyboards. You'll see it in the top corner, whatever. And sometimes I stream the builds, and sometimes I remember to export them to YouTube. Okay, so, and first things first, I'm gonna try to make this a more regular thing, so that, because people always ask me when my next stream is, and I understand it kind of sucks whenever I tell them I don't know. And I always tell them maybe this weekend, maybe Friday, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday, who knows. At least usually the time is kind of consistent, it's just not the days. And so I think I'm going to try to do it Friday evenings around this time. I think would be best. So hopefully it'll be a regular thing from here on out. I'll try my best. I can't assure you because I'm still a full-time student and I still have all sorts of dumb shit I gotta do. But I'm going to try to make this consistent and a regular thing so that it's easier for all you guys to keep track of. And I guess the best way would be just to follow me on Twitch and try to turn on notifications of when I go live. But I'm gonna try to post everything to YouTube as well, so that if you miss anything, it's fine. You can still watch it on YouTube. Might not be as fun because you won't be able to ask questions. You won't be able to hang out with chat. Sometimes chat has some interesting stuff, and every once in a while, some drama happens. It's only happened a couple times, but. Okay, so anyway, all that aside, welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. It's a Friday night. I hope everyone's doing okay. We're building a Tina today. It is a black Tina. So if you've watched my streams, you'll see that I built a silver Tina first. That was, for me, the build that went this horribly wrong. I've since rebuilt it, and I still don't like it, so I'm going to rebuild it again. And so that was the silver one. It was layout B, which is the standard 60%. And then I built a Tina C, which is in gray. And now I'm building another Tina B, but this time in black. So we're going through all three. Also, hey, Venice. I just realized, did you want a standard layout? I completely forgot. Did you want a standard layout or did you want a different layout? Do you want a short right shift or do you want just a standard shift? Because I think I forgot to get you to fill in a form. And so I have no idea what you want. I'm going to assume you want a standard caps lock. Based on the keycaps I'm seeing. I think you want a standard shift because you have a long shift over here. I might not approve of your choices, but... Okay, you want a standard layout? You sure you don't want a short right shift? Dude, that is the way to do it, man. Short right shift so you can get arrow keys. But I guess if you don't want that, if you want to be able to use DSA Otaku and stuff like that, then sure. Okay, so standard layout, okay. And what else? I think that's pretty much it. Okay, anyway, so we're gonna do a black Tina this time. So that's pretty cool, you know. So now I have built the silver, the gray, and now the black. I'm waiting for the DZ60. Hopefully I can pick up a I don't know if you guys have seen that. There's a different top for this. So there's A, B, C, and then there's actually another one for the DZ60 PCB, which is the PCB that was run as a group buy on Keycaps. And it has a very special layout that has arrow keys. It's kind of like a mix between HHKB because it has two little blockers on the side. And it also has arrow keys. And so hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on that PCB so that I can build a DZ60 Tina. That would be awesome. And so the DZ60 Tina actually comes with an exclusive color. It comes with purple. And so that would be pretty cool to get it. Although I don't think I'll go purple though. I think I'll still be boring and go for something like black or gray. I already have a silver, so I'm doing the silver. Okay, so today we're doing the black, which is pretty nice. And I will say, so I think I've mentioned about how the one that I got was really good, the Tina that I got, and I remember saying that I don't know if future batches would be as good. So this one is at least a couple months since my silver build. This one actually is a little better than what I have. Because on mine, my silver one, I remember it's pretty much perfect for the most part, but I remember seeing very, very light streaking on just, I think maybe the bottom or something. I can't remember that, but I remember there's a very, very slight imperfection in the anodizing. Pretty damn good for the most part, still right up there compared to everything else. But I remember seeing either I think it was just the bottom or the inside, something like that. This black one, I was looking at it just now under bright light, and I can't find anything wrong with it. Like the finish is ridiculously good. You can ask Venice because he's looked at it too, or Venici in chat, and yeah, you cannot see any streaking or anything like that, even on the insides, which is crazy because usually even high-end keyboards, the insides at the bottom look like absolute crap compared to the rest. Whereas this one, it just looks amazing. And again, the fit and finish, incredible. It feels just like one piece. You don't feel like it's made of 3 different parts, or actually 4 different parts. Yeah, because even the diffuser is done better than on duck keyboards, which is super impressive. Because now that I've built I just this last weekend I built a lightsaber and a duck Orion. So I built a lightsaber on Friday and then an Orion on Saturday. Next Friday I'll most likely be building I'll be streaming obviously. I'll most likely be building a Duck Viper V2. And so basically the duck trifecta in just span of 2 weeks. But yeah, so very impressive. Okay, I can't stop praising how good this case is for the price. Seriously, under $300, nothing beats this. Just incredible. I'm really impressed with KBD fans. I hope that they'll be able to introduce more high-end keyboard cases instead of just stuff like the KBD75 and all that, where I think they use a different manufacturer or at least a different tier of manufacturing. I hope they'll be able to release more high-end cases because sure, some budget stuff is cool, but when it comes to the more high-end stuff, it's just insane how much better it is and how much value you get for your money. Okay, so enough fawning about the case. Okay, and this one comes with a red weight. I don't know how they pick the colors, but I know that silver, from what I've seen, silver comes with a cyan. Silver comes with red, and I think gray comes with cyan. I can't even remember. But black and red looks really nice. Look at that. It's got like a Darth Vader look to go with your limited edition NVIDIA Titan XP. Is it the XP or is it just a Titan X? I don't even remember. Have you guys seen that? Okay, now the focus is all whack. Oh no. What is going on with the focus? Okay, that was weird. Okay, so yeah, looks really good. We'll take it apart afterwards when we're trying to put the keyboard into the case. Let's set that aside for now. Okay, and so this is the PCB we're using. This is the plate. Okay, so Venici, since you're in chat, are you sure you want a steel plate? I can try to look for an aluminum plate. Depends on what you want. So, for reference, most people... I said most people. Okay, most people who've had the experience, okay, of using different types of switches on different types of plates will tell you that generally tactile switches feel better on softer plates, more flexible plates. So stuff like aluminum, stuff like polycarbonate, acrylic, and then people like steel for linear switches. So it really depends on what you like. Some people still like tactile with steel. Again, all depends on what you like. Although I think clears actually might be okay with steel plates because clears are so heavy that you're rarely gonna bottom out anyway. So I think that will be okay actually. Because I remember one of my favorite keyboards was my KBD75 with a very thick steel plate, so super rigid plate, but with custom MX Browns that were super snappy. I think they're at least 65, 67 gram springs, and they're really, really snappy springs. And that felt amazing because everything was just super quick and snappy. There was no give, no anything like that. It felt great. Whereas some of the switches I have which feel softer, I like them with an aluminum plate more, or just completely plateless. I think with heavy switches, steel should still be okay because you're not going to bottom out very much anyway. Okay, I'm going to look at chat real quick. Let's see. I should make chat a bit bigger so I can see what's going on. All right. Okay, Mago Jesus, welcome aboard. Are you friends with Korean Jesus? I was liking the view of the door. Me too. I'm afraid my face will have to block it for now. Okay, caravan of pickies. All right, what's up, everybody? Fitness is here, of course. It's his keyboard. That encryption. Hey, what's up? Streaming Destiny. So I have audio on. I'll try to cue in when I can. Got suckered and ordered a Tina match job. Nice, nice. All right, you're doing it, man. You're doing it. That's what I'm doing too. I'm thinking of getting another Tina. I don't know yet. Maybe I should just wait for the DZ60 2. Okay, so any of you wondering, if you're in the US and you're tempted to buy the Tina on mass drop, it is a fucking good deal. Just do it. Just do it. $20 off. Amazing. Okay, because at $160 it was already a bargain, and at $140 shipped, it's just ridiculously good. Sure, you might have to wait a little bit more. I think a month or two more. I mean, so if you don't really need it, go ahead and do it. Super good deal. Or you can buy it from me, buy my silver one, and I'll order the one from Mass Drop to save me $20. Okay. All right, let's see. Who else is here? Robo Rego. Tina in black looks good on camera. How do the fins look in black in real life? Okay, so yeah, Vanichi is right. It actually looks really good in real life. Let's look at the fins again. Okay, so he was here just today to drop off the keyboard, and we talked about the fins a little bit and about how in pictures it looks pretty horrible, I have to say. It looks kind of terrible, right? It's like, what is going on? You know, it doesn't fit the rest of the case. In person, it looks pretty good, honestly. And because the way his machine is really well done, right? See, just super straight lines. Look at that. Incredible stuff, okay? And especially in black, you really can't see it, honestly. Once you put it on your keyboard, you kind of forget about it. And when you do notice it, it grows on you, honestly. We were talking about it, and I was telling him, you know, it's kind of like strong jaws on a woman or super masculine brows on a woman. You know, you think, oh, that doesn't look quite right. That looks kind of out of place. But eventually it grows on you, like, that looks pretty good, you know? It makes the woman, or it makes the keyboard in this case, or say a guy with a really feminine facial features, right? At first you're just like, is that a man? And after a while, oh, he's a beautiful man, you know. So it's kind of the same thing. At first you're just like, what? And then after a while you're just like, that looks pretty good. That actually looks kind of good, and it wouldn't be a Tina without it. Yeah, but we also did talk about how hopefully they'll be able to release just a different bottom for it. Can you imagine if they released a full frosted acrylic bottom, kind of like the new Mini? I would buy it in a heartbeat, for sure. I would get it. But yeah, so hopefully they'll release more editions. I know what they're doing now is they so like I said, they have a top just for the DZ60 2. So it's pretty cool that they're doing that. And so maybe they can do different bottoms. But for now, incredible value. Cannot recommend this enough. Okay, so plate, steel plate, nothing special about it, honestly. It supports split space bar, no switch start removal, which I prefer. Actually, well, it depends. If you want a board to experiment with, then not great. But if you want kind of a permanent or end game, if that even exists, kind of keyboard, then I actually prefer not having switch start removal. Okay, so we've looked at the plate. Let's set that aside too. And this is the PCB. We're gonna have to test it. All right, so we'll do that in a bit. Now, Vanichi said he's flashed it already with his layout, and he's tested it, but I still have to test it just because. And so we'll do that live on stream. Okay, so DZ60 PCB, if any of you are not familiar with it, it has what, 16 SMD RGB underglow LEDs. So that's kind of cool. I wonder if we can just disable the front ones. Well, because you really only need the back, right? There's no diffusers in the front. Okay, so mini USB standard. It supports a myriad of layouts. If I'm not mistaken, out of all the 60% PCBs out there, the DZ60 supports the most layouts. Just look at the bottom. That's insane. Look at that. Look at the number of holes there are on this thing. It is a very holy PCB. And it has a standard mounting point, so that's nice. All right, we're gonna test it, so let's leave it out. We've looked at that, and then we're gonna use these Cherry MX clear switches. They are very tactile switches and very heavy, at least for me. So maybe you like them, maybe you don't. I personally think it's a little too heavy for me, but maybe it works for you. Who knows, right? So one thing you have to be careful about MX clears, their stems are girthier than usual, and so they hold on to keycaps very tightly. So please be careful when you're taking out keycaps. Okay, so we've got those keys. And stabilizers, we're gonna use genuine Cherry MX stabilizers, okay? So again, this is the part where I tell you to please just get genuine Cherry stabilizers or Zeo stabilizers. If Zeo stabilizers, it still comes with an asterisk, kind of like a disclaimer. If you're not worried about the wire maybe popping off, then go ahead and get it. If you like the look, go ahead and get it. If your plate, now about the wires popping out, just make sure your plate has cutouts, big cutouts. I'll show you. So say like on this one, where it has these big cutouts for you to push the wire back in should the wire come off. So if your plate doesn't have that, I know for example like the Mass Job wrist scarves, they don't have that, and so I would not recommend it for that keyboard. But it just really depends on what you have, and it depends on how much money means to you and how much aesthetics mean to you. And if you ask me which one I prefer, I still prefer genuine Cherry stabilizers. After modding, I still like the sound and feel more than the Zeo stabilizers. So it all depends on what you want, but I will only recommend those two. Okay, and then so when it comes to genuine Cherry, plate mount, PCB mount, and screw-ins, they're all functionally they're all about the same. Just use whichever one works for you. And are screw-ins worth it over PCB mount? It depends. Honestly, not that big of a difference. The only difference is they won't pop off as easily. So actually, maybe they would be good for something like the Cherry MX clears, right? Because when you're pulling those keycaps off, you don't want to be pulling the stabilizers off too. It all depends. It's a few dollars extra, so you decide if it's worth it for you. As for anything else, I will say avoid those because maybe they could be okay, but 95% of the time they are rubbish. Okay, I've spoken about this enough. I've gone a bit of crap. I've gone slandered on other YouTube channels about this. Just remember, I don't sell stabilizers, so it's whatever. That guy does, and so that's why he supports his own stabilizers. Whatever. But again, I reiterate: get genuine stuff or the Zeo stabilizers. Please, just anything else kind of crap. I say kind of, but some of them are horrible. Okay, and so we talked about stabilizers. I'm going to show you how to lube the stabilizers, how to minimize rattle, how to basically eliminate rattle. Because if you've been to my place, or if you've seen my keyboards, or if you had me build a keyboard, you'll see that your stabilizers will have zero rattle, or at least perceptible to the human ear, right? And so I'm going to show you where to lube them, what kind of lube to use, and we're going to do the Band-Aid mod or the cushion mod. We are going to clip the stabilizers too, and I think that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. And so we talked about that. We talked about switches. For this build, for the keycaps, we are using SA Abyss, one of the nicest surprises of 2017. The one disappointment I have is that they went with uniform row 3 instead of a proper sculpt. So that means it's pretty much unusable for me, and I think for a lot of other people too. But if you're okay with that, they are some of the most beautiful keycaps out there. Just the colors they picked look so nice. Reminds me a lot of the, I guess, Android, right? For a while, I can't remember which. I guess when they started with material design, there's a lot of these colors, a lot of teal, gray, navy blue, and stuff like that. So yeah, It looks so good. I don't know how well it's showing on camera, because my white balance could be all off, but this color looks amazing. Okay, and on the gray, man, it looks so nice. Now if they could make a GMK version of this, I'd be all over it. I guess GMK Solarized Dark isn't too different from this, but we'll have to see. Thankfully this set will be, because Venice is here in Dallas too, so I can compare it pretty much anytime I want, I guess, once Solarized Dark comes in. Okay, so those are our keycaps. And this is the artisan he's going to be using today. Now, I'm no aficionado of artisans. I'm not a keycap or artisan keycap connoisseur, right? So I can't tell you whether it's good or bad, but it looks really cool to me. That's all I can tell you. And I think this is the kind of the step of authenticity, I believe. So this is the no face in the original colorway from Art Key. Yeah, Art Key. He goes by Art Key Universe on Reddit, and you can find his Instagram profile. I think it's just Art Key, something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, so really cool. Now, if you ask me how much this costs, I have no idea. You're gonna have to ask Venice in chat, or Venici. His search name is Venici. So yeah, I know nothing about this. Okay, so please ask him. I'm not an artisan guy. Oh, it's not focusing at all. There we go. So yeah, I do quite like the face of the no face. And you'll see over here, I'm assuming those are little hands. I don't even know. So yeah, I don't know artisans, and I don't really know Ghibli, so I'm not the right person to ask about this. All right, that looks cool, and that's what matters, right? Okay, so first things first, let's test the PCB, and then we will work on the stabilizers. We will test the stabilizers, and then we should be able to start soldering. Oh, and we're going to use LEDs for this build too. That's right, I forgot about that. Okay, so these are white 1.8mm LEDs from KBD Fans. They're really cheap from KBD Fans too. I think 70 costs $350, and for 100 it costs $5 or something like that. And so in my experience, they're very consistent. So that's good, because I have got the diffuse white and warm white from Mackie, and I've been disappointed, honestly. The other colors seem fine from what I know, but the whites are not consistent at all. And so that was what was wrong with one of my Tina builds, the silver one, remember? The burnt orange switches were tilted, and it tilted me to all hell. And then the LEDs were all inconsistent, so it's just a build just all gone wrong. And hopefully this Tina will be really straightforward and everything will go great. Alright, now to look at chat, and then we'll start looking at the... Oh my god, there's so much. Okay, let's see. Do you prefer the black Tina case over the black clip? Yes. Okay, so I'm just looking at chat right now, so I'm going to try to read the questions so people know what I'm talking about. Okay. Goel, nice to hear that you ordered a Tina B. That's awesome. Oh, in a day or two? Oh, nice. Yeah, so shipping is insanely fast. Whatever shipping KBD Fans use. So they shipped it, and then 4 days later, it arrived in Dallas, Texas. So that's pretty incredible. And it's included in the price, right? Okay, my Yoda 2 came in. I'm so focused on that right now. Nice. Hey, how much did you pay for the Yoda 2? Because mechanicalkeyboards.com will have those in stock for $285 or something like that. And that's pretty steep for what it is. Okay, so Venici says he's fine at a steel plate. That's good. Let's see. I'm in a VC meeting right now, so I'll be muting the video. I'll be watching the chat. Okay, so he can't even hear what I'm talking about. Okay, so, but okay, please pay attention in your meeting. All right, don't get too distracted. All right, let's see. Avid user 2, hey, what is up? Good to see you here. Okay, so talking about brass. So I have built a couple keyboards with brass. I will build one for myself soon, and then I'll definitely stream that one. I think it'll be brass with, I don't know, I haven't decided on keycap switches yet, but it'll be 60%. And I'm thinking of putting it in either the 5-degree case. Actually, I might even put it in the wood case. We'll see. Will all the black case have that red weight? I honestly have no idea. My Tina arrived to my country today, starting customs for a week. Oh, that's pretty sad. Well, hopefully it won't take too long. Anthony into strong man, women. Hey, I didn't say that, okay? Although strong thighs are pretty nice, but I didn't say that. I might have implied it, but I didn't say that, right? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so they're just talking about what keyboards they have. That's pretty cool. They're both getting the Tina. Everybody's getting the Tina. I mean, it is really good. Okay, let's see. So I think the weak point of the Tina would be the plate. But honestly, plates, I like that they include kind of a cheapish plate, because then you can use whatever the hell you want, right? Because plates, you can find them pretty easily. And so if it came with a very expensive plate, then it kind of sucks, because then, you know, some people want brass, some people want this, some people want that. So for me, I would want polycarbonate or something like that. And so it's nice that it's just a cheap one, you know. Use it or toss it, you know, whatever. But the case is great. PCB is pretty damn good. So that's good enough. Madiosu, hey, what is up? Good to see you here. Okay, yeah, clears are too heavy for me too. My fingers, I've got feminine hands and feminine fingers. Let's see, is this a board for you or a client? Oh yeah, it's not for me. This is for Vinici, who's in chat. Well, he was in chat. I don't know where he went. Yeah, most of the time it's for clients. If it's a personal build, then it's a rare occasion, because that means I have free time. Let's see. Watching this or waiting for my Tina to arrive. Tinas, how many did you get? I have a question about split space bar. Can both be 3U? Unfortunately not. I wish you could be. You don't know if I'm going to use Cowbox Navy or 78 Zeals, but you said 2, right? If you have 2, then do 2. Why not for those crappy stabs? Okay, I should not have said that out loud. Did you build the peach already? No, I haven't. It's in a box right now. So, okay, so yeah, I guess I talked about it on stream. So the peach came with the worst PCB I have ever seen in my entire life. Let me send. Okay, I can't. I wish I could look it up on my Surface and just post it in chat, but I can't. So I'm gonna have to look it up on my phone. If you give me 1 second. Yeah. So I always tell people about this, but my Surface only has 4 gigs of RAM. So if I just open any more tabs, it's gonna freeze the stream or OBS, and it'll probably crash. It's happened before. So. Okay, I'm gonna. What? Okay, there we go. I'm gonna post a link to the Imager album of that PCB real quick. Copy. I swear, guys, we're gonna get to testing a PCB real quick. I'm just gonna try to respond to the chat. Okay. Yeah, because I haven't heard from some of these guys in a week. So I've got lots of stuff to catch up on. Okay, so that's the link. That is the PCB that came with the Peach keyboard. Now I don't know if all the Peaches came with a PCB in a similar condition, but the one I have, I think what happened was that the group buy runner probably cheaped out, because I think they changed their PCB midway through the group buy, right? And so they decided to go with the Win keyless PCBs. So it's the B87EX PCBs. And I think they cheaped out and they decided to go with the blank PCBs and just solder the components themselves instead of paying extra to have the pre-assembled ones. And so they did it all by hand, and you can tell. Just look at the pictures. Just, ooh, it is rough. Okay. Just look at the pictures, and you'll see. Just horrible PCB. And so unfortunately that keyboard will have to wait for a bit. So now I've got a few builds that have been postponed. I'm gonna build another Duck Lightsaber. That one's been postponed because we're waiting for springs. That's been postponed. The Peach has been postponed until we get the new PCB. To the group buy runner's credit, he did agree to refund the customer or the participant and to pay for a brand new PCB from Win keyless. So that should be on its way to me soon, and hopefully it won't take too long. And so that one's delayed. And then we have a KB75 that's been sitting in my my living room now for maybe a month because Mass Drop only shipped a single Zilio instead of a whole bag. And so we're waiting on that too. And I don't know, a lot of other stuff has been delayed. But yeah, so we're doing this. Okay, let me plug it in so we can start at least testing it while I respond to chat. Okay. Let's see now. Okay, so I need to turn on switch hitter. Come on. See, even just opening up switch hitter is lagging everything. Okay. So this would be. There we go. I remember it. Okay. Right, we're gonna try to look at chat too. Just okay. So I have chat on the other screen, so it's kind of hard for me to look at it. But okay. So Madiosu asks, also, what do you mean by the Tina C plate being bad? Okay, so I don't mean it being bad. I mean it being not amazing. Okay. So especially the aluminum one that came with it first, it was way too thin. I think it was just weak, very weak aluminum. And so it was kind of bent. I mean, it's easy to warp back, so it's whatever. But the first batch that I got, it didn't hold on to cherry switches very well. The cutouts were all a bit too loose. But they've now changed it to steel, and we're gonna find out how good it is today. But yeah, it's nothing incredible. And so I don't mean that it's horrible. I just mean that it's not like the best of the best kind of plate, because there are some really good plates out there. This is not one of them, right? This is just your standard cheapish plate. For the price is whatever, because if you can buy it separately, it's like $18, I think, or something like that. So you get $18 worth of quality. It's not gonna be, say, like the Tina, which is a super bargain for the price. So yeah, just kind of standard. So I wouldn't worry about it, but just know that it's, like I said, it's the weakest point of the whole Tina thing. Again, don't worry about it. I use the Tina plates and I really don't care. Works for me. You know, I don't care about the finish. I don't care about all that. It's the plate. And I don't really use switch start removal very much, so it doesn't bother me. But just like I said, so everything else is just super high end. So if you just get the case, then you basically get 100% top tier stuff. Okay, so let's test the PCB. So now we have... Oh, where is... I need to find my tweezers. Where are my tweezers? Okay, there it is. Okay, so we're testing PCB. Okay. Okay, let's see. All right, so, oh man, he's even programmed the colors already. Look at that. So it's supposed to go with SA Abyss. That's pretty cool. Okay. So what I have open is switch hitter from EK. All right. And so we use it to test keyboards and PCBs. What it does is, okay, if you see when it's blue, it means that a switch is being pushed down. It's depressed. It wants to kill itself. I'm just okay. That's a horrible joke. Okay, it's being depressed and it registers as a key press. Okay, and when you let go, it turns back to green, which means good, or there's no key chatter. If it's red, if it shows red, that means there's key chatter, and you should probably find out what's wrong. Try to find out what's wrong. And usually key chatter, it's pretty much all the time, I'd say. Most of the time, it's a problem with the switch. And so when you're testing PCBs, I don't think you'll see that pop up often, or even at all. Okay, so what you do is you just take a pair of tweezers, or just whatever that's metal, and you short 2 holes, kind of like a double-ended dildo, right? You just stick it between the 2 holes, make a nice intimate connection, and it'll get turned on. I mean the register as a key press. Okay, and so basically you're just replicating a switch function. So this is what you want to do every time you get a PCB. And so going back to the Peach keyboard, I connected it to my computer and tried to test it. Thankfully I did. And I mean, I do it for all the keyboard builds anyway. So it wasn't detected by my computer at all. So I thought it was just, oh, maybe there's just no firmware on it. And so I spent a bit just looking at the latest firmware and the latest bootmapper client, and still nothing. And I thought, okay, maybe it's just something to do with my Surface. So I brought it to my desktop and plugged it in, and then again looked at firmware, made sure everything was updated. Wait, is this nothing? Is this a function key? Okay, I'm gonna assume this is a function key. Let's nope, there is just nothing here. Who even knows what it is? Maybe it's a different function key, I don't know, but this thing is not lighting up and I don't know what it is. Okay, Vinici says he's tested it, so whatever. Okay, I think he said something in chat. I can't look at it now, but I will in a bit. Space. Okay, again, this is nothing. Win key is on layer 2. Okay, so what are these? Do these work at all? These two? Okay, this key doesn't register as well. I'm assuming there's another function key. Who even knows? Okay. So, most of everything works. I don't know about these function keys. Oh man, this color is really nice. It's like a nice teal kind of thing. Pretty cool. Okay. So, I'm gonna assume everything works, because he said he's programmed it and he said that he's tested everything. Okay, now to switch back. Here we go. Okay, now look at chat real quick. Okay, so Mega Jesus asks, do you ever do the Band-Aid mod for Zeal stabs? Nope, they don't actually need it. It's basically designed to not need the Band-Aid mod, because the inserts stop short of the PCB, so it doesn't even bottom out on the PCB when it's resting, compared to, say, the Cherry stabilizers where it still hits the PCB, and so that's why you have the Band-Aid mod. And because it's screwed in, so the Band-Aid mod serves 2 functions, and I'll talk about it in a bit. So basically the Zeal stabs, because it's screwed in and because the inserts don't extend past the housings, you don't need the Band-Aid mod at all. Okay, I love rotary uniform, good for you. I wish I did. I don't like it. I had SA Ice Cap and I couldn't type on that thing. I bought Dancer in order to take the dark blue mods and make a uniform dark blue dasher. Nice, nice. Today is biggest shopping day in China. Yep. It is basically Valentine's / Black Friday in China. I haven't seen any good deals though. Maybe I should start looking at some in-ear monitors. I'm listening right now as the other guys have some technical issues. M65A, yeah. So the brass was M65A and it was the clip keyboard that I built. AXM2, hey, nice to see you here. Welcome aboard. What are your thoughts on new DZ75 fans support DZ75? Okay, I don't like that layout. It's a cool idea. I don't like it. I like that they're at least innovating, and I'm glad that it will support the old PCB or the old layout as well. But I like that new case. I'm definitely gonna get it. 2, 1 for me, 1 for my boyfriend. Nice. That's pretty sweet. Which colors did you get, or did you get both same colors? I don't know about technology PCBs. How does one determine a good and bad PCB? Okay, it's kind of difficult. First of all, layouts, I'd say, would be the #1 thing. All right. Second, I would say, well, layouts, and then programmability, the firmware it runs, and then, and then it comes down to features and just how well the PCB is done. So, for example, if you look at the Imgur album that I linked, the PCB itself, honestly, is a good PCB. It's a pretty decent PCB. It's just that the build quality is horrible for the components. You see all the parts just being horribly soldered on it. Okay, how is the case though, Anthony? Wait, which case? Okay, what are we talking about? AXM2? Okay, so you asked me about how is the case though. Which case are we talking about? Do I keep watching or save the VOD to keep me company while I'm working? Oh yeah, that's always a question. Or you can always watch it twice. There is matchup for the MX springs. Oh yeah, I don't really like I don't recommend getting the springs on Massdrop because they don't disclose what manufacturer they use. And so it could very well be different Chinese manufacturers, and all of them will have different specifications for the springs. And so it's more of just maybe a batch would be good, but if you want to mix and match and you want to buy multiples, you don't really know whether you're going to get the same thing. Basically, it's all about consistency, right? So that's why I buy switches in batches. I make sure everything comes from the same batch, or at least I try to make sure. And when they come in, I bag them all separately, and I put the date on it, and I put where it's from and everything, because it's all consistency. And so you want to make sure the springs you use, you know that you can mix and match them, or you know where they're from and all that, so you know what to expect when you put them into your switch. And so I think it's problematic when you don't really know who the manufacturer is, and especially someone as big as Massdrop, where they could just pick up any manufacturer and you don't know, right? And so again, it depends on what you want. Cheap, definitely cheap. And so if you want to just experiment, go for it. If you have switch start removal, go for it, because you can switch it out anytime. But if you're trying to use it for like an end game build or a daily drive or whatever, then maybe not. Okay. Any Brazilians in chat? Sadly, no, I don't know. Okay, Chris is always upset says, how can we sub to your channel? Do you mean like a Twitch sub, or do you mean like a follow? Because Twitch sub, you need, I know that if you have Amazon Prime, you get Twitch Prime or something like that. And so you get 1 free sub. I have a free sub, but unfortunately I can't sub to myself. Kind of lame. But if you want to sub to me, that'll be very sweet of you. That'll be very nice. Let's see. Great lighting. I'm gonna assume. Question about tweezers. I know they're both normal and especially those for electronics and textiles. They both work on PCBs. Honestly, I don't know. I just use regular tweezers, just the ones that you pluck your blackheads or your pubes with, just the same one, or your yeah, I just use the regular kind of tweezers. Okay, so how many stabs do we need? So the standard layout, so that means a lot of stabs. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe it's just 4 and 5. So we need 10 of these suckers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count with me. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there we go. Okay, so these are. This is how you can tell it's a genuine chair stabilizer, or at least most of the time this is how you can tell, right? So it has these 2 stupid fanged feet that we're gonna clip off. See, so they're the flimsy ones, and they're the ones with this little 90-degree thing that sticks out. Okay, so we're gonna clip those. So the design to absorb the shock or to cushion the stabilizers when they bottom out, but we're just gonna use the Band-Aid mod for that, so we don't need these. And these don't actually serve that great of. They don't do their function. They don't perform their function very well, and so we're gonna use Band-Aids to do the job instead. Doing this makes me happy that I now have all my soldering stuff out here in the living room where it's hardwood floors, because back then I was doing all the keyboard building in my room, right? And so it has really thick carpeting. And so if I'm clipping anything like that, like stabilizers and stuff or LEDs, every day I'm stabbing myself in the foot with either sharp little plastic bits or tiny little metallic spears. Okay, so we've clipped them. Then now we take the housings out. Okay, Madiosu says, am I even pronouncing it right? Madiosu? Madiosu? Mad Iosu? Who cares? Mine is silver, his is black. Mine is going to rock SA Grand Budapest. Ooh, that's gonna look real nice. Yeah, and I like the silver. It's a very pretty silver. Because there are some silvers where it's kind of dull, but this one looks really good. Because the one I have, my own Tina, is silver too. So you made a good choice. Okay, we need 10 of these. 10. There's another way you can tell whether something is... Oh, what? Okay. Alright, so I believe I'll have to talk to Sandtrack about this. So I bought these stabilizers from Sandtrack, and it has not come to my attention that these are not genuine Cherry stabilizers. Okay, so here's how you can tell. At least the housings aren't. Alright. Okay, genuine on the left, fake on the right. Genuine has this little, do you see that? It has almost like 2 lines instead of just one solid piece. So this is an imitation, it is a fake. This is the genuine stuff, or as far as I know. I have not seen genuine Cherry do this. I've only ever seen the imitation stabs do this. So I'm gonna need something else. So this is kind of a shame because they were advertised as standard Cherry stabilizers, and I bought a huge bag of them. And so I'm gonna have to contact Semtrek about it. So all these, the ones I picked up, are all fake. Look at that. See that? You don't want that. Okay, so I'm not gonna use those. I'll have to talk to Semtrek about it. This is very upsetting. Because what I try to do is I try to buy my genuine Cherry stabilizers from different vendors. I don't buy them all from the same vendor, because I don't want any conflict of interest. I don't want someone accusing me of shilling the store or anything like that. And so I spread my purchases out. Okay, let's look for some genuine Cherry stabs. Where are my stabilizers? Okay. So these are the genuine Cherry stabilizers from KBD fans. Okay, see? This is the real stuff. Will it focus? Will it focus? Will it focus? Come on. Come on now. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, so see this section? See how there's like a little gap there? Yeah, so this is the real stuff. This is the good stuff. See that? Okay, so this is what we're gonna use. Okay, and let's look at chat again. Centrac is a vendor, yeah. Screen stabs should be genuine, but the ones I got, these are definitely not. So I will have to contact him about it. It's very upsetting. I bought a whole bag. I think I bought like 20 or something like that. 20 sets, not 20 stabs, 20 sets or something like that. It's either 15 to 20. It's 15 to 20 stabilizers. So yeah, this sucks. I'm gonna set these aside as well. As far as I know, Cherry hasn't changed their design, and it would be kind of dumb to change the design to be the fake design, right? Okay, time to look at chat again. AXM2 asks, I was talking about the Peach case. Okay, so the Peach case it's all right. It's not bad. It came with shipping. It wasn't shipped very well. So from the customer to me, not from the group buy runner. So I can't really tell, and I haven't built it yet. So I don't know how the tolerances are and how everything fits together. But it's all right. I mean, nothing that really stands out. Nothing really good or bad. We'll see when I build it live. Once the PCB comes in, we can take a look at it together and we'll figure out whether it's worth considering or whether it's good or bad. So again, we're gonna clip these again because unfortunately those, which is strange because the inserts follow the genuine design but the housings don't. And yeah, you want both to be genuine, that's for sure. Because when people tell you that all stabilizers have the same specifications, they are lying, basically. When people say that the imitations have the exact same spec, they are lying, absolutely lying. People have documented the differences between the two. You can look for it on the Authority, and they are not the same. And it's all the little, it like switches, right? It's the little, it might look the same, but it's the little things that really change how something feels or how something sounds. And so one day I'll get a pair of calipers, and maybe, is it called a micrometer? And I'll try to measure everything. And I'll get a nice, maybe like a scientific scale, a kitchen scale, and we'll weigh them too. Because I can assure you they are not built the same at all. First of all, they don't even look the same, right? If they don't look the same, obviously specifications are gonna be different too. Yeah, so from the Authority comparison, you see that the fakes are looser all around, which is what contributes to the rattle. Okay, so we've clipped those, and then now let's start the lubing. Okay, we need what? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of these. And 6.25. I believe this is 6.25. Yep. We can even measure it with. Ooh, lead free. I didn't even notice that sticker. With these fancy PCB rulers. I don't know why I got them. Mostly just to support QMK. But kind of cool, I guess. And so you'll see that if I put it here. Oops. Wait, what? Wait, where do you measure it from? What in the world? Is this a 6.25 or is this a 6? God damn it. Because if it's a 6, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's find out. Okay, so it is a 6.25. Huh. This ruler is kind of wonky. Maybe I'm not using it right. Oh, maybe I'm not starting it at the right position. Who even knows? Oh well, whatever. The rulers are cool. That's all that matters, right? Okay, so for lubing, we have these 2 lubes. Now, if you can't really get your hands on these lubes, or if you're just on a limited budget, get this at least. This one not very necessary, honestly. This one just makes. I've grown to just kind of think that this is honestly a bit overrated, and I don't even know if it's needed. One of these days, I'm gonna build without this lube. I really don't think this is honestly required. Doesn't make that big a difference. And all it does is makes your stabilizer look like it's got cum stains. As it dries up and it's white and flaky. Now this one, this is what you want, but you don't put it on the plastic and plastic parts. I'll show you where to put them. This is dielectric grease. You can buy them on Amazon. Maybe I need to get an affiliate code or something. But anyway, well, then people think I'm shilling and all this. But this is what you want, okay? I have heard reports, or at least people have messaged me saying that they've used Super Lube and they still can't eliminate rattle in their genuine cherry stabilizers. So maybe, at least from what I hear, that either they weren't lubing in the right spots or Super Lube doesn't do the job as well. But this definitely does the job. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so avid user says, I'm quite impressed how many Sennheiser HD 6XXs match up sold. Oh yeah, super impressive. Did you get some? I didn't, because I don't really like headphones. I mean, I like headphones, but I don't like wearing them. That's the thing. Okay, so real quick about the lube. So this, like I said, I'm starting to doubt whether it's even really that useful and if it even makes a significant difference. One of these days, my keyboards, I'm going to try to build without them and we'll see how that works out. So what I'm doing with this is, I don't use dielectric grease here because I've used it before, and what happened was that it just gummed up the stabilizer. It's like putting really thick lube, or just like think spreading jello in your switch, right? You don't want that. It'll ruin the feeling of the switch. And so in the same way, if you put too thick of a grease on the plastic and plastic parts where the housing and the insert come in contact, then you will gum it up and you make it feel like crap. And what I always try to say is, a good set of stabilizers are stabilizers that you don't know are even there, right? You want it to affect the switch action as little as possible, so that your switches are good, right? Like if you imagine spending hours trying to get the perfectly lubed and weighted switch, and then all your stabilized keys feel super different. They're all heavier than what you want them to be. That kind of sucks. So you got to make sure that it affects the switch action as little as possible. And so you use a what I call a fast or a thin lube on these parts. And we'll talk about the thick lube in a bit and what kind of purpose it serves. But for now, let's do this. Kind of boring. But yeah, so you want to spread that white stuff all over the inside, right? All over. But make sure it doesn't spill out. You want to keep it in there. Okay, so Chris is always upset, says he's talking about Twitch sub. Okay, so I think I answered that already, right? Like, you need to have... I don't quite know how it works, but I know that Twitch sub you have to pay. I think it's like $5 a month or something like that. But if you have Amazon Prime or if you're a Twitch Prime user or whatever, you get one free sub. And so I usually use it on small channels because like big channels, they don't really need my Twitch sub, right? They make money off advertising. But sadly, I can't support my own channel, so I can't sub to myself. But if you want to do it, that'd be really nice and I really appreciate it. I'll call you out on stream too, and I'll acknowledge, and I'll call you an idiot live on stream. just kidding. I'll call you an angel, a very generous angel, generous but gullible angel. Now people have asked me to start a Patreon and all that. I don't know yet because mainly I'm not doing this for the content, right? Mainly I'm just doing this just because I don't know, just. My main thing is building the keyboards. I'm not a content creator. I really don't have time to be a content creator. I'm still a full-time student, and so half of my week is spent doing that. Okay, let's see. No tweezers yet, but I need to buy. I wish he offered Tina a Windkiller's blocker. Oh yeah, I wish he would too. Maybe it's something we can suggest to him. What I want is I want. Okay, so it's kind of weird. Think a standard layout, right? So 6.25U spacebar, 1.25U with control, 1.25U alt, still with Windows keys, but instead of a 7U spacebar, like on this. Right, so we use a 6.25. Okay, and we use 1.25, 1.25, 1.25, 1.25. Still 1.25 Windows, and then what would that give us? I don't remember what it is, but then you have these little gaps, or you can use a 1U Windows key, and then you have these little gaps, and then put those blockers in. That way it'll look cool, and then it'll separate the Windows key from the control key a little bit, so that it kind of makes sense for gaming and all that, for not accidentally hitting the Windows key. It'll look nice, and you still have the Windows key, so you still have them over there. There won't be, you won't hit them accidentally as much as on a standard layout, but they're still there when you need them, and it looks baller as fuck. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, you need a better picture of it. I think the E6 or the E8 V2. Can someone look it up? It's either E8 V2 or E8 1.5 or 1.2 or something like that. It's a 10 keyless board, and it has that layout. It's like a unique take on the Win keyless layout. It's a standard but Win keyless layout. So yeah, so it kind of keeps that aesthetic, but it also keeps the stand-up-ish bottom row and keeps the Windows keys, which I need. I know some people seem to really hate the Windows keys. They don't use the OS keys. I'm just like, I still use those. I use them a lot. And if anything, if I'm not going to use the Windows keys, why not just have it there so I can bind it to some other function? Like, why are you just taking away keys? Aesthetics, I guess. But some people say, oh yeah, it ruins the functionality. I'm like, nah, I don't know. It's cool, that's for sure. So hey guys, look at me, I'm a badass. I don't need Windows keys. I use Linux. I'm an atheist, Linux using, cross-fitting vegan. I'm just kidding. I obviously don't do CrossFit. Okay, almost done spreading the white stuff. This white sticky stuff. Okay, there we go. Okay, so Evan user 2 asked, why are the legs there in the first place? I think I spoke about it already. So it's supposed to act as shock absorbers, but they don't do a very good job. What about using heavier springs on mod keys? No, definitely not. Spacebar, sure, because you use your thumbs, so maybe. But on all the other mods, no. I would prefer lighter springs actually. Like sometimes when I have a really heavy keyboard, my left shift actually uses a lighter spring, and my function key, which is where the caps lock is, I use a lighter spring because my left pinky is it needs to do CrossFit. It's just not strong enough at all. Okay, now we put these inserts back in. So you have to watch out. You need to make sure you put them in the right way. And if you're wondering how you can tell the difference, just remember, okay, so you see one side has 2 holes, right? You can see that. There's a bottom hole and a top hole. One side only has 1 hole, okay? So wherever you're going to be sticking the wire through, that's where you're going to have 2 holes. Okay. So kind of like real life, you know? Oh, it's not clipped. Yeah, I don't really know why they did that, because it just makes your life difficult. Because every once in a while, you will stick it in the wrong hole because the 2 are so close to each other. So it's kind of annoying. Yeah, so I've had to repair a board where installed the stabilizers wrong, and I guess he didn't test it, and so he got everything done, and then the stabilizers was like, oh, what? I don't know why my stabilizer's not working at all. And then so when I got it, it's because he put it in, he put the insert in reverse, so the wire won't even lift at all. And so I had to desolder the board just to fix that. So that was kind of lame. Okay, let's see. I checked my Cherry stabs and they all have 2 lines. Okay, nice. I really like this kind of content. I had no idea how to check for genuine stabs, but now I do. Yeah, I posted back then, at least when I was on Reddit a bit more, and before I did all this stuff, I commented about how to tell the difference between Cherry and non-Cherry quite a bit actually. The sad part is looking for stuff on Reddit is kind of difficult, so you can't really find my comments, I think. And so yeah, I've posted a lot, and about how why you need the switches in the southern orientation, or LEDs facing the user, right? The standard orientation like this with the LEDs at the bottom for silencing clips. Why I need that and all this other stuff. Let's see. You can make a clip from Twitch and post it on YouTube as instruction content. Yeah, I have thought about making maybe once the holidays hit, I'll actually make some short YouTube videos, just stuff like modding stabilizers, stuff like telling stabilizers apart. I'll definitely have to make one telling the difference between genuine Cherry and the clear stabilizers, because I've been accused of stuff, and I stand by completely what I said. And I think that if I just make a video out of it and I show the difference it's pretty much a closed argument. It's pretty much a done deal. There's no way I'm wrong. Okay, let's see. Spade Blaze, welcome aboard. I'm chatting with Vinici in Discord chat right now. Have fun with the build, man. All right. Thank you. I think the kin bag is the best way. Excellent protection instead of the great storage once arrived. Yeah, except it costs quite a bit of money, but it is really nice. I wish it would be. Well, I wouldn't wish it was standard, because then it's pretty expensive. I think that's cheap for a full size. Yeah, it's like Cola. Cherry has perfected the stats formula spanning decades. Yeah, I think that out of all the things they perfected, I think I would say their keycaps would be the most well manufactured out of their switches, their switches, stabilizers, and and keycaps, I would say that their GM keycaps are, or Cherry basically, would be their best product. Because even Cherry switches, sure, the tolerances, the new ones especially, are really good compared to the clones, but in terms of the switch design itself, the MX style switch design is honestly not that great. It has a lot of room for flaws and inconsistencies and stuff like that. Okay, let's see. Home Tin Tone for the stream. Nice, Stoic Lemon. Good to see you here. Okay, let's loop the switches. Let's loop the stabilizers while I talk to you guys. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to stream for too long, right? I actually have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. Okay, so this is dielectric grease. I would say that this is the most important part about, at least from what I know right now. This is the most important part when it comes to reducing rattle. It might actually be more important than lubing where the clips are actually. I still have not done a proper comparison. No scientific research gone yet, but from just simple comparisons, I think this is actually the main way to reduce rattle. You still want to do not both parts of the stabilizer, but it's the inside that's the most important. That sounds kind of cheesy, but because it's true, right? So what this does, what the dielectric grease does, it's so thick and gummy that it doesn't so much make things smoother, right? The primary function is to fill the gaps between the metal and the plastic, and so that way you reduce the rattle, because the rattle is just the metal hitting the plastic. And so if you put enough of this dielectric grease wherever the metal touches the plastic, you are going to reduce the chances of the metal wiggling around and making that loud rattly sound that no one likes. See that? So what I was saying was that you see that in lubing guides, they tell you that you just have to lube over here. I will say that, I mean, maybe it's not more important, but I would say it's at least equally as important. You lube these, and you should try to pull the stem up, and then maybe get a pair of tweezers or something like this would be great. Angled tweezers. Grab the thick dielectric grease and just try to stuff it in this little hole, okay? Just to stuff as much as you can without getting it all over. Just try to stuff it in there so it fills out the gap. Because what I did was that I was lubing the stabs on an already assembled duck octagon for a friend here in Dallas. And so at first I only lubed the clips, and the stabilizer still rattled a bit. And so what I did was I just pulled the stems up and just stuffed dielectric grease in those holes. Giggity. And it took all the rattle away, and then he was really happy because he thought he would have to completely rebuild everything, and then that actually did the job. And he said that, you know, his octagon actually feels like an expensive keyboard. And so yeah, I would say that if you have to lube your stabilizers, definitely do this. And don't ask me about other lubes because I can't assure you that they're gonna work. But this definitely does the job. And you can ask me, you can ask a lot of other happy customers that have their keyboards built by me. They'll tell you that, yep, my stabilizers don't rattle. That's pretty much a signature now. So yeah, so this is what you do. And then we're gonna test the stabilizers before we assemble, before we even solder too. That way we know that everything works, and especially for the spacebar stabilizer, because of how long it is and how thin it is, it's very often that you receive yeah, quite often you receive a wire that's a bit warped or bent, and you want to make sure that it won't affect the functionality. Because if it's a little too warped, your spacebar might get stuck, or if it doesn't even look straight, then you know there's a problem, and you should not commence. You should not continue with soldering. You should try to replace it before you do anything to it. Yeah, and so we'll do that. We'll test the stabilizer in a bit. The good thing about spending so much time on stabilizers and making sure that they all sound and feel great is that you won't forget to put the stabilizers in before you solder. Because I know people do that, and I'm just like, if you cared at all about stabilizers, that would not ever happen to you. It's like for me, half the time is spent just working on the stabilizers. So there's no way for me to forget putting stabilizers in. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm missing a lot of chat again. Man, I do apologize. I wish I had like a screen over here, or like a projection of the chat, so that, because most of the time I'm on stream, I'm just looking at my desk, and so I can't really see chat a lot. I'll get a bigger desk in about a week or two, and it should make things a bit easier. I should be able to look at chat a little more, because I'll change the layout a bit again. It'll give me a lot more room to work with. It'll be at least twice as big as the desk I'm working on right now. Don't expect production value to go up too much though. It'll be a bit better, but it won't be anything significant. It might look better though. It'll be a solid wood desk. It'll sound better, that's for sure. Because I've been waiting to do that, because you notice I haven't done any typing test videos. So I'm just waiting for that desk to arrive. Once that happens, it's a solid wood desk, so it should sound a lot better. It won't sound hollow or anything like that anymore. Because the one I have right now is just a cheap Lindman tabletop from IKEA, and so it's just cheap fiberboard, and people have complained about the typing test videos because they amplify the noise by a lot, and so you have to reduce the sound. And I mean, my phone also records in the microphone I use records everything super loud. It's really sensitive, and so so some people complain about that, and I respect the feedback, and I really appreciate it, and so I should be able to make some better typing test videos soon. It won't be that nice clean white anymore though. Maybe I'll get a desk mat or like something just to keep the aesthetic, but we'll see about that. Okay, so hopefully you learned a thing or two about Lubing stabilizers, because I receive a lot of PMs and emails about working on stabilizers, and so this is the way to do it. Okay, I know recently I've been working quite a bit with Zeal stabilizers, so you don't really see what goes into proper modding for genuine Cherry. So today we're doing this, and so that's why it takes a lot of time. I am a little happy when I work on Zeal stabilizers, because it means less work for me, because they're already pretty good out the box. Annoying thing is I have to push the wires in pretty often because of how easy they pop out. Oops, just put it in the wrong side. Okay, so remember when you're putting it in, you put it in the bottom hole, not the top one. So see, they all should work. Let's test them. Well, not yet. We need to do the band-aid mod. So kind of bring out the fabric band-aids, and we'll cut them, and then I'll show you how to do just that. Okay, let's see. Oh, Stoic Lemon. Okay, okay. Home in time. All right, yeah. Home to tome. Okay. Avid user says he didn't buy the HD6XXs, but he did have a pair of HD600s, sold them, and now he has the HD598 SE, the Sony MDR Z7, and the Fidelio X2s. Nice, nice. My roommate has the X2s. He's a bass head because he listens to just hip hop and rap pretty much, and so he likes that V-shaped sound signature. I like it flat and neutral. I use the 598 the most. If I can only pair, I'll probably go with them. Nice. Man, I've always been curious about that. I wish I could try them out. The thing is that I can't really wear headphones, so I don't like the whole weight thing on my head. Okay, so you mean that you change to a different product? I'll stop using lube for that part of stab. Wait. Oh yeah, I might start using lube for the plastic parts because I really think it doesn't make that big a difference. We'll see. But for the wires, definitely do that. This is great content. I'd rather watch you doing a keyboard stream than watch a whole season of a series on Netflix. That's because I. That's because I haven't sexually assaulted a 14-year-old boy. Right. I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, I'm not kidding. I haven't done that, but. Yeah, that's been pretty crazy, right? Like House of Cards is gonna be stopped, and a lot of Netflix stuff, like Louis C.K.'s new movie was the premiere was canceled as well or postponed indefinitely. But yeah, but no Kevin Spacey here. I hope. Let's see. Such a shame, right? E8V1, they have 1.25 U, small block 1.25, 1.3. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Okay. Well, if you're not, I mean, it's a nice compromise, and I like that. Never use WinKey. Okay, yeah, I use WinKey all the time. If a TKI is not available with WinKeyless, I won't buy it. Yeah, I will say for tankless boards, WinKeyless looks the absolute tits. It looks amazing. Command line only. Okay. Ashing Fire. Hello. Am I late? Well. Not as late as my response to you. I will tell you that. It's okay. We haven't even finished the stabilizers. You're alright. Okay. Now let me bring out the band-aids. I always. I need to not just talk. I need to make sure I'm doing something when I'm talking. That way we don't have 7-hour streams. I kind of feel bad for that because I know that it reduces my views on YouTube having stupidly long streams, but it's kind of fun, right? You get your money's worth. Oh, that's annoying. You don't want the skin already off. You want to make sure it's there. Okay. Where are my scissors? Okay. Have you ever used the 1UP keyboard stabs? I need some new ones. Yes, I have. And Avid User 2 is correct. Don't buy those. Now I'll probably receive more passive aggressive comments from them about this, but no, yeah. If you're asking this unironically, yeah, don't get the stabilizers from them. They are the only major vendor right now who's in the US at least, or yeah, in the US at least. In North America, they are still the only vendor that has not made the transition to stock genuine chair stabilizers. They are adamant that their stabilizers are just as good or even better, which is a fucking joke. But don't. I have used them. I have shown them live on camera before the differences between them. No, I didn't go into too great of details, right? Because my webcam is kind of shit. And I can't show you exactly the differences. But I've explained them, I've shown them. Even on his channel, that was just the funny part. I remember them rattling it live on it was really funny. They rattled it live on stream and then say that no, it won't rattle when you're actually using them. And then I just thought it was really funny because their mic was better and you can really hear them rattle. But yeah, don't. If you're asking this seriously, then I'm telling you, honestly. Because the thing is, it doesn't matter to me, right? I don't have a store. I don't sell anything. But yeah, don't use the stabilizers. Okay. There's no strict rule about how you cut the band-aids because it depends on the size of band-aids you get. I think these are, I don't remember the size. It's about 1 centimeter. No, it's a lot longer than 1 centimeter actually. Maybe half an inch. I don't even know. But you want it to be about the length between the two stab holes on the PCB. Wait, the length between the stab holes. Did I say that correctly? Okay, but I think you get what I mean, right? Is there a way to tell genuine versus not when you're looking at a listing online? You just have to trust the seller. Okay. But yeah, I did go into it. But the thing is that a lot of listings don't show you the parts you have to find, right? It's just looking at this section. This section. Oh, can you? So yeah, this section. Someday I'll post a proper guide, but this section and the inserts. And so most listings actually you can't tell because they don't show you enough pictures. They just show you the wire side. If they show you just this side, then you can't tell. And you just have to get from sources where it's confirmed to be genuine. Okay, Ashing Fire asks, how much do you charge for building and lubing? I live in Dallas and have an E6 V2 coming soon. Oh, you live in Dallas? Nice. So did you come here from the Facebook group? Nice, nice. I don't think you've been on my stream before, but yeah, welcome to the stream. We should meet up soon. I've met a lot of the people here in Dallas. My house is like a keyboard whorehouse basically. People come over pretty often. It's about once a week I get a visitor actually. Let's see, how much you charge to be a keyboard soldering? It all depends. And usually if you go to my Facebook page, and if you find the Google form, it'll have kind of time estimates for it. Right now I'm charging $14 an hour. I'm thinking once I'm done with this semester, so about December, the rate will go up. I don't know to what yet. It won't be too much, but definitely not $14 an hour because it's not sustainable right now. Like the time I spend, I think I spoke about this before on stream. Like, so the time I spend building keyboards, only 1/3 or a quarter of the time is actually spent building and working on keyboards. The rest of the time is just communicating with people, just responding to inquiries, just responding to questions, sometimes related to keyboards, sometimes not, or sometimes related to the build, sometimes not. And yeah, so it's most of my time is just spent replying to emails, messages, Facebook chat, all these things. And I don't charge a single cent for that. And it's taking a toll on me because like I just run out of time and I struggle to keep up with messages, and I will still not charge for that because I think it's I mean it's just asking questions, right? But that means that the actual building time I have to charge more because I can't definitely can't keep up with that. Like I'm spending too much time doing that, and I'm basically hard capped to about 3 builds a week. I think 3 or 4 is my maximum a week just because I run out of time because it's shipping and then communicating updates and all that, and school as well. So yeah. So it'll go up eventually, but for now, at least until the end of November, it'll still be $14 an hour. And I think that's more than reasonable for the amount of work that I do for it. Yeah, and I've had some bad experiences with some customers, unfortunately. And yeah. it was a very recent experience that's just made me think that yeah, I definitely can't keep doing 14 an hour, like especially when you make me lose sleep over it. I can't. It's but of course if we've been talking about the bill and everything and the rate goes up, I'll honor the old rate. Like if we've been speaking about it, you know, for a while and you've been wanting to build it and you're just waiting for parts or anything like that, then yeah, I will respect. So I have some where it's pending because like either the parts are just here with me and they're waiting on some final part, or if we've spoken about it and we're just waiting for the group buy to ship, then yeah, I'll honor the old rate. But anything past that, I'll definitely the rate will have to go up a little bit. Yeah, don't worry, I'm not gonna charge a whole lot, right? $50 an hour for consultation? I'm just kidding. I won't do that. Okay. Let's see. But yeah, but in terms of stabilizer, modding, and all that, like I said, I just charge an hourly rate, so all of that is included, basically. And so a standard 60% will take 3 hours for everything. Standard as in no LEDs, no SIP sockets, no programming, just stabilizers and all that stuff. Standard will be, it will start at 3 hours for a 60%. And if you want a bunch of extras done, like you want SIP sockets, you want LEDs, you want me to program the board, you want me to do all that, then it'll go up, but all the modding and all that is just standard, because I will not send out any keyboards with crappy stabilizers, which is why I pretty much have never assembled anything for a customer with fake stabilizers, because I will not do that. It does not meet my standards, and I don't want to send anything out that's trash. Which is why I stock genuine Cherry stabilizers, and I don't make profit off of them. Like I basically buy them from vendors in handfuls, and then split the shipping. So for example, like, you know, it's usually like $4 shipping or $3.50. It's like $3 to $4 shipping for a set of stabilizers, right? And so I buy them, and then I split the shipping, so I charge like maybe $1 more or something like that than retail pricing to account for the shipping fees and stuff like that. Because I want to make sure that people have access to the good stabilizers. Kind of incentivizes them to just go with good stabilizers. Because yeah, I will not work with crap. Okay, so for the shift, where is it going? So shift key. Okay, this is the long shift, right? That should be correct. Hopefully it's correct. But man, pretty hyped that you have an E6 V2 coming. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. That's a pretty sweet keyboard. I didn't join the group buy. Okay. So a few examples of genuine Cherry stabilizers where you can get them from. Originative, Switch Top. I think Switch Top has some I think they're out of stock right now, but Switch Top, Originative. Winja, I believe, has genuine Cherry stabilizers as well. Sandtrek supposedly, but like I said just now, like the batch that I bought a whole big bag of stabilizers, like 15 to 20 of them, and the housings are not genuine, so I won't recommend them for now. KBD Fans has options for that, and I'm trying to think who else. Those are the major ones. Spade Blaze, watching you, how thorough you are, is making me want to send my next project in for you to do. Sure, that's pretty much one of the reasons I stream. So you see that I actually am really meticulous when it comes to building keyboards. I don't fuck around. Right? It doesn't matter how cheap, how expensive your keyboard is, you send to me. It's the same amount of tension for every one of them. Okay, we'll compare the spacebar. Okay, so spacebar, where is it going? Okay, I believe it's going here. But yeah, and if you think this is thorough, wait till you see the soldering. That's when shit gets real. Actually, no, this is probably the most intense part. And then the soldering is still pretty crazy, but doesn't as time consuming as this. Did I run out of band-aids? Nope, I still have two over here. Oh wait, that's an exclusive? I don't know about this exclusive, huh? I mean for the E6 V2? Okay. White anodized top and bottom. Is it actually white anodized? As in silver, or like I think they use a different finish for it, right? For a white. That's usually what they do. But that look really nice, the white with brass middle. Whoa, that's gonna be sick. What I want to see more copper finishes. Like a nice steampunk copper. Oh, that's gonna be nice. Copper and brass. Ooh, that'll be so sweet. Okay, time to drink more sweet tea. With my fancy $4 mug. Put it in the fridge actually. It's getting lukewarm and I hate lukewarm drinks. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use dielectric grease again, and this is the reason why we go with fabric band-aids instead of say electric tape or anything else, because you want it to be able to hold the thick gummy lube we're going to apply on it. And so you just want to spread it. You just want to make the stabilizers kind of soft. I mean, not stabilizers, the band-aids, right? So they serve as shock absorbers for your cherry stabilizer. See when you bottom out? All right, okay, let's hope it focuses. So when you bottom out, it is not focusing. No, come on. Why? Why do you hate me so much? Okay, so when they bottom out, oh, okay, I don't know if you can see that. My God. Okay, see how it sticks out? The insert sticks past the housing. So that's gonna hit your PCB, and when it hits the PCB, it's gonna shake the whole stabilizer, right? And then your metal wire is gonna go crazy. And it's gonna hit the plastic. It's gonna vibrate, and then I'm looking for a word, not vibrate. Vibrate sounds kind of sensual. And I'm not into innuendos and any of that crap. What's the word? Tremble? Tremor? No. Basically, it'll shake, right? And then it'll hit the plastic and all that. And then that's where your rattle comes in. So we've already tried to fill out the gaps. And then now we're trying to reduce that shaking action. And so that's why we put this thick lube on these band-aids. But we have to be careful not to put too much, because you don't want the stabilizers to feel different from each other. So you just kind of spread it, kind of like butter on a toast, right? Just a nice even layer. I guess it depends, because like if you're like me and you put butter on your toast, then there's gonna be a fuck ton of butter everywhere. But we're not doing that. Imagine eating buttered toast like a normal, healthy person. And so you spread that butter evenly. You just want it to have that flavor, and that's pretty much it. You're not trying to fatten yourself. You're not trying to enjoy life. Okay, so just spread it nice and even. Okay, so some people ask me what this tool is. I have no idea what this is. Maybe someone can figure out what it is. Okay, it's not a spudger, I don't think. But yeah, I just found it in my stash of just stuff. And I'm like, hey, this looks great for this. So I started using it. I don't know, yeah, I don't know what it is actually. Does the job. That's for sure. So if I lose it, I will be very sad. Now this build is taking a bit longer because we have 5 pairs of stabilizers. It's one of the reasons why I don't like standard layouts. The less stabilizers, the better. Or just the faster, right? You don't have to spend as much time. Oh boy, chat is flying again. Okay, let's see. Oh man, I'm way behind on the chat. Okay, so we're going back to talking about House of Cards, like what I mentioned just now. House of Cards canceled. Ben Affleck will star as villain Batman in upcoming Catwoman. Batman and Pussy Woman. That'll be cool. Okay, I think we're done. I think we should be done with lube. Let's keep it around just in case stabilizers don't work too well. Okay, long streams are great if you want more views to split them in parts, 2 or 3 hours each on YouTube. I guess I should, but I don't take time to split them up because then I'll have to figure out which part to split them into and stuff like that. I guess it'll end up being more views. I don't know. How long does it typically get answered? Okay, okay, so Bro just asked how long it takes me. So I've mentioned that. Standard 60% starts at 3 hours for includes shipping and all that, shipping time and all that stuff. So yes, it'll be 3 hours. And then it goes up from there. I mean, if it's a small keyboard, obviously it's gonna take less time. Okay, so Kemba Sitter says you can assemble a board in an hour or less if you want. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I assembled a board in 1 hour, even when I'm doing it all alone. I really don't remember the last time I spent only an hour building a keyboard. I think the only one I've built with that little time is a Rootkit. Is it called Rootkit? And a numpad. 60% of keyboards I've never spent only 1 hour. It always takes more time than that. And most of the time, if you spend only 1 hour, it's going to be a pretty crappy build. Because the stabilizers are going to... I mean, I guess if you just use genuine Cherry stabilizers, then it should be... I mean, not genuine. If you use Zeal stabs, and that should be okay. But even then, the soldering, you want to make sure everything is nice and straight. So yeah, even an hour is really pushing it already. Okay, I need some new ones. I want to know what the best ones are for money at Superloop that I can use. Best Cherry stabs. Yeah, I haven't used it too, sis. Cherry stabs, that's for sure. And I say cherry, genuine cherry, not cherry style. Because there are a lot of ones where they call themselves cherry, but just cherry style and not genuine cherry. Kind of like the cake type, right? Okay, let's see. Clear ones. Okay, Action 5. If you want clear ones, then get the Zeal stabs. Those are the only decent clear ones. Pretty much your only option. The other ones are just absolutely rubbish. The worst cherry style stabilizers. And I say that. The worst. They're even worse than the fake black ones. Yeah. if you think the fake black ones are already bad, the clears are even worse than that. It's just insane how bad they are. Okay, what are you studying? Chris is always upset. Asks, what am I studying? Okay, well, I've actually already graduated with 2 degrees. I have bachelor's degrees in economics and psychology, and I'm just going back to take some classes because I don't really know what to do for grad school and to keep my student visa here in the US. That kind of sucks. So that's why I have to take at least 12 hours a semester. And so right now, I'm just taking STEM classes because I'm trying to see if I want to do engineering. Because I did liberal arts because I went to a liberal arts school, private university, and I got a full scholarship there. So I'm just like, fuck it, right? They offered me a full scholarship. To be fair, I didn't do I didn't do enough research on my part. But then once you graduate, you find out that you're severely disadvantaged as an international student if you have a liberal arts degree. Because if you have a STEM degree, you get an extension for basically you get to work for 3 years without a work visa. You can apply for an extension if you have a STEM degree. If you have a liberal arts degree or anything else, you only get 1 year. And so my 1 year was up, and so that's why now I have to go back to school and stuff like that. And so yeah, so it's either I go back to grad school and I do either an upper level psychology, which would count as STEM, or I can do an actual STEM degree. Well, I guess that's putting psychology down a bit, right? Because there are actually some like neuroscience and all that's actually STEM. But I mean like the traditional STEM, like engineering and all that. And so right now I'm just taking some math classes, stuff like calculus and stuff like that, and computer science and environmental science. And we'll see how that goes. Okay. Now we shall test the stabilizers. I hope I have them all in the right places. Okay. So every user 2 asks, have you considered flat fee? Just have 60% cost X, full size Y, and then add on active sockets with Z. The thing is, it really depends though, because I did think about that, but there's just so much variance in all the parts, which is I guess the beauty of this hobby too, right? Like there's just so much. There's actually quite a bit of variety for something as niche as this. And some things literally just take more time. And so even if it's a standard 60% build, like some things, so stuff like I found out now, you know, Kyle and LEDs actually take longer. The new Kyle box switches, for example, with LEDs takes quite a bit longer than just doing standard LEDs. I still charge the same, but it definitely takes more time. And just other stuff like, oh, PC mount switches, then I have to clip them and stuff like that. And people usually don't, and it's not even their fault. Sometimes they just don't really know it, right? They're not familiar with all this stuff, all the differences between the parts. And so like, and then I've received stuff where you know, people, and I've had people who would keep asking me for quotes, and then they'll tell me, okay, I just want this, right? And then they'll tell me I just want this. And then when I actually get the thing, you know, it's all these extra stuff that I have to do. So for example, they didn't tell me it's PC mount switches, and then so I have to clip all that. They don't tell me that there's no firmware flash on the PCB, and so I have to find the firmware, I have to find a layout to flash it so I can actually test it before I assemble it. Because I want to make sure it's working, right? Because if I send it back and then you try to flash it and you say it's not working, and all of a sudden, you know, maybe it was my fault that, oh, you can say that, oh, you didn't solder it right, or you damaged it or whatever. So I need to make sure that everything's working before I even start soldering. And so there's that. And just all these different things. Like some plates are worse than others. So for example, the KB75 plate, I don't even think it's a KB75's plate problem. It was the switches, right? So mod switches. So one batch of mod switches fit with the KB75 PCB plate just fine. And then another batch, I think they were both mod M's. And another batch, the switches just won't go in. Like you can push all the way and it still will float a little bit off the plate. And so that took a long time because you have to really push the stabilizers in, the switches in, and you still won't get a good connection. And so that took a long time, even though it was just standard, right? Or just switches and plate. But yeah, because of how the tolerances work and how everything's built kind of differently, spec differently, and yeah, it just took forever. And another thing about it is definitely not the plate, because I remember trying standard Cherry switches and everything went in just fine. It was just that batch of mod switches that didn't go great with that plate. And so that's why there's just too much variance, and it's hard for me to do a fixed price. Maybe eventually I will, but then it won't be fair to people, because then I'll have to kind of do the average, right? And it won't be fair for people who've done their research and have picked good compatible parts and all that. So I don't know. We'll see. I think in the future I definitely have to do to kind of standardize pricing and all that. Because yeah, it takes time to just figure out, like, to track all the time I spend on each build and all that too. Okay, Gimli, hey, long time no hear, man. I'm still waiting for that what is it called? The gherkin. Still haven't received the for the NA ones at least. Okay, let's see. Okay, so he says if you're out for cherry stabs, go with fax or fax E, fax I guess. Of I don't know. Okay, I'll think about it. Okay. Late stream today. Actually, it's a little early. Well, it was supposed to start earlier than normal, and then it still ended up being a bit late. Okay, so let's test the stabilizers right now, right? We're not going to test with SA keys. We're going to test with GMK keycaps, because I don't want any sort of inconsistency. And out of all the keycaps I've tried, GMK is still the most consistent. They have the straightest keycaps. No one can compete with them. Okay. The annoying part is that taking these keycaps off would be a pain because of the MX clears. Just already not having a good feeling putting it in. You can't even go in properly. Okay, let's see. So Sir Chris is here. What's up, Chris? Venice was here. I don't know where he went. Proxying. Okay, avid user 2 asks, is proxying something you'd be interested in doing from stores like Amazon? Assuming, I guess, obviously paying you for a time. Sure. I mean, I've done it. I've done it before for some people on RMK. I've proxied stuff to Australia twice already at least. I think I've only proxied to Australia, but sure, if you need anything, especially with Black Friday coming out, if there's any good stuff, just let me know, and we can talk about it. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, especially with someone who watches my content and stuff like that, I don't mind. You know, it's whatever. And I mean, like I said on Thanksgiving and all that, you know, I don't have any family to visit, so I'll have time when it comes to Thanksgiving. I think. Hopefully, I won't, because well. Hopefully it'll be a lot of time spent building keyboards and stuff like that, not stuff on like schoolwork and all that crap. Okay, so this backspace is being a pain right now. There you go. Okay, so XM2, I remember it said something about ceramic white. Yeah, I think it's Cerakoting, or it should be Cerakoting or powder coat. That's usually what they do for something like white, because you can't anodize white. So E6 is delivering soon and start production. Okay, so they're talking about the E6. Production already started. It is set to ship late November if everything goes well. Nice. God, what is up? Hey, did you receive your keyboard yet? Or is it gonna arrive tomorrow? It says Monday, I think, but I really don't think it'll arrive Monday, right? It's kind of weird, because it says 3-day. They received it Thursday. They started shipping it Thursday, so it should arrive Saturday. I don't know. Okay. Would love to see a build stream of the white one. Well, hopefully I get to build that. We'll see. But yeah, God is here. Nice, nice. Paid for my keyboard in August. I've been waiting for a while now, and when exclusive took over, I was so happy. Well, if you're talking about that, I have a keyboard that's supposed to be here in April or May. It's November now. Still no word of when I'm gonna get it. I'm glad I just went ahead and streamed, because I remember telling people that, oh yeah, my next stream is gonna be the M65. Yeah, I said it. Yeah. I remember telling people, oh yeah, my next stream is going to be the M65 because it's going to ship next week. It's going to ship next week. It's going to ship this week. Oh yeah, I'm getting it. Well, 7 months later. Nope, no word. So I'm glad I just said screw it and I started streaming other builds. Because yeah, that would have been a hopeless wait. Man, it's nice to see people talking to each other in my stream. Yeah, God and Gimli go way back in my stream at least. They're the two of the first few people to start watching my stupid monologues and disguise this keyboard streams. Okay, let's see. Okay, so yeah, God says okay, hasn't gotten anything yet. Hopefully tomorrow at the latest Monday. He says he's doing well. That's good. That's good. I would have asked the same question. By the time I probably stream if I'm too busy, I'll send someone to build it for me. He said using GMK muted. Ooh, muted on white. That would look nice. Anyone in chat bought Slate? I have not either. Ooh, DSA Drifter. I am waiting for that too. Now the sad thing is it's DSA, right? Because I don't like DSA at all. Typing, I mean, looks cool, but I don't like typing on it. Looks like the thing you use to clean ears with. That's what I thought too. But it's not. Okay, it's a dab tool. But yeah. I'm not going to do the dab. No. Metal instrument used for probing. Oh yeah, definitely. That's what I thought. It looked like it. Ear spoon. Okay. Well, then get an ear spoon. As a superhero, which has been delayed for a month. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Everyone gets a little earwax with their lube of Anthony's builds. Actually, earwax would be a good lube. Now I think about it. But you have to get wet earwax though. So you can't use an Asian's earwax. So I can't use mine because I have dry earwax. Because I think it's something like 97, 98, or 99%. It's around 98% of Asians have dry earwax. Whereas I'm pretty sure white people have wet earwax. Basically, outside of Asia, I think most people have wet earwax. Yeah, so mine's dry. Like, you know, I remember watching Shrek and then he has like the wet earwax and he uses it as a candle. I'm just like, I've never seen that before in my life because it's all dry. Anyway, it's not ISO superior, less stabs. Well, one less. I mean, this is the left shift. Now, I actually prefer the short shift, but I wish the shift were on the inside. So 1U and then 1.25U instead of 1.25 and 1. I would actually use that. Okay, let's see. I love Golf Girls 23. Hey, I remember you, dude. What is up? He's a professional what's it called? Shit talker? Yeah. It's cracked me up when I was streaming the Duck Orion. That advantage had to remove the sound of something. I think I spoke about that a bit. So it basically cushions the bottoming out. Coming to the Houston Austin meetup. Sadly, I'm not going to the Houston meetup. It's tomorrow. I'm gonna have to miss it. When is the Austin one? Hopefully I'll be able to make this one. The one tomorrow I can't because I have 2 tests next week. And yes, I am I'm an Asian student, so no fucking around when it comes to exams. And so yeah, I've got that. I've got a bunch of I got coding assignments and stuff like that. So I'm just not free at all this weekend. Okay, what is it? Do you know if there'll be one in Dallas? We can always just make an unofficial one. You can just come hang out over here because like my whole living room is pretty much empty. I just have the soldering station and all that. Okay, before I get back to chat, let's test the stabilizers. Okay, so we can actually move on, right? So if I were Louis C.K., this would be the time to go, hey, do you mind if I, you know, because this sounds amazing. Sounds and feels amazing. Okay. Listen to that. No rattle. You should never settle for rattle. Rattle is like cheating in a relationship. You should never settle for that. You deserve a bit better. Well, maybe you're a cheater too. I don't know if you should deserve the same. Well, anyway. You do not deserve stabilizer rattle. Right? Especially on this custom keyboard. So, listen to that. Do you hear any shitty rattle? No? None. So, these stabs are good to go. We shall let the soldering commence. But first, let's try not to pull anything out because these MX clears are very tight, and so my pull-out game has to be on point. Actually, I should be able to just pull the switch up. Yep, see. And you will see that because of how tight it is, look at that. It opened up the switch. That's how tight it is. Okay, let's set that aside. Oh my lord. So much to reply to. You're making some waves in the Top Clack stream yesterday. Thanks, ma'am. Austin is December 2nd. Oh, shit, I won't be able to make it then. I think that's finals week, I think. Or is it the week after? I think that's finals week. That's the weekend before finals. God damn it, man. Oh, this is why I hate being a student. Or at least a student who cares. Actually, kind of think of it, I might not have to care that much about finals. If I can find it right, I'll try to make it actually. Because I remember in undergrad, dude, finals week were actually the easiest week of the whole semester, other than the first week. So basically for me, back in undergrad, the easiest weeks were first week and finals week. Because if you oh my god, look at that. It pulled the whole switch top out. If you do a decent job the whole semester, usually the finals, you don't have to worry as much. And so that's pretty much what I did in undergrad. And so finals week, I remember, like me and my friends, that was the week that we would go out and you would see us at the lobby on campus. We had something called the basement where they had Xboxes and PlayStations and Wii's and all this stuff out. Ping pong tables, pool tables, bowling alley. And so finals week, this is all empty, right? Like everyone's in the library, and me and my friends would all be there because we're just like, we don't really need to. we don't need to study very hard anymore because, you know, like our averages were pretty good already, and so it's not like we were fighting to pass a class or whatever. And so yeah, that would be when we would just go and then we don't have to wait for an Xbox. We'll just be there. The whole Xbox is ours for like the whole week. So yeah, so back then that was fun. Finals week was awesome. It's usually the writing though. Like I had to do a lot of writing during finals weeks usually. But I didn't have to study, so that was nice. Okay. Let's see.